301 knots. That's not a typo. That's not a best-case scenario number buried in fine print. That's the Piper M700 Fury at cruise altitude, and it makes this the fastest single-engine turboprop in production today. But here's the thing about performance numbers. They only tell you what an aircraft can do. The real question is whether it can do your mission. And at nearly $5 million, that question matters. By the end of this video, there will be a clear answer on exactly who this aircraft was built for, who it wasn't, and whether the Fury has actually earned its place at the top of the turboprop market, or just its marketing materials. The M700 Fury is powered by the Pratt & Whitney PT6A52, producing 700 shaft horsepower. At 28,000 feet, it hits that 301 knot max cruise while burning approximately 50 gallons per hour. Now, that max cruise number gets a lot of attention, and it should, but context matters. The TBM 960 cruises faster, around 330 knots. What the Fury offers that the TBM doesn't is a significantly lower acquisition cost and, depending on the mission, comparable, real-world efficiency. The smarter number to focus on for most owners is long-range cruise, 260 knots, burning 35 gallons per hour. At that setting, the Fury covers roughly 1,300 nautical miles on a single fuel load. That's the difference between stopping in the Midwest on a coast-to-coast leg or making it non-stop. Climb performance is another genuine differentiator. Sea level to 280 in under 20 minutes. That's not just impressive, it's operationally meaningful when weather is building, when ice is forecast at lower altitudes, or when ATC needs you out of the way of jet traffic fast. The Fury operates from runways as short as 3,000 feet. That opens up airport access most light jets can't match. For the owner flying into smaller regional airports, that matters more than another 5 knots of cruise speed, so the performance picture looks strong. But here's where a lot of buyers get surprised, and not in a good way. There's a math problem hiding inside the M700 Fury, and most people don't run the numbers until after they're emotionally committed to the aircraft. The cabin is 12 feet long and just over 4 feet wide. 6 adults fit comfortably, not marketing brochure comfortably, but genuinely. The pressurization system holds a 5,000-foot cabin altitude at 280, which is the threshold where passengers actually notice the difference. Less fatigue, less dehydration, arriving at a meeting ready to work. Now for the math problem. Total useful load on the Fury is approximately 1,850 pounds. 6 adults at average weights lands you around 1,080 pounds of passengers. Add 200 pounds of luggage, and you're at 1,280 pounds before a single gallon of fuel goes in the tanks. Full fuel requires another 1,560 pounds. That math doesn't work with 6 people in bags. Not even close. This isn't a knock on the aircraft. It's the reality of the single-engine turboprop category. The Fury is exceptional for the owner flying with a spouse, a couple of passengers, and reasonable luggage. Full fuel, no compromises. For the operator regularly filling all 6 seats on longer legs, fuel stops become part of the routine. One more honest note on the cabin. The soundproofing is meaningfully better than older turboprops and piston twins, but on a 4-hour leg, passengers will want quality headsets. This is not a citation. It's quieter than the alternatives in its class. But it's not a jet. The Garmin G3000 Avionics suite is where the M700 genuinely stands out, even against more expensive aircraft. Dual touchscreen displays, synthetic vision, advanced weather radar with predictive wind shear alerts, and an electronic stability and protection system that can prevent a loss of control scenario before the pilot even recognizes the threat. For the owner transitioning from piston aircraft, this is a generational leap in both capability and safety. The emergency descent mode alone is worth understanding, before dismissing it as a checkbox feature. There is a learning curve. This isn't a weekend checkout. Plan on a week of dedicated transition training and ongoing annual recurrency. Insurance companies will require it. But the safety margin this avionics suite provides is real, not theoretical. The acquisition price is around $4.3 to $5 million depending on options. But acquisition cost is only where the conversation starts. What does it actually cost to operate this aircraft? And more importantly, does it make financial sense for the mission? The PT-6A52 engine is legendary for reliability, but it has scheduled maintenance milestones that require planning. Hot section inspection at 1,800 hours, full overhaul at 3,600. Set aside roughly $150 to $170 per hour in engine reserves to avoid that bill coming as a surprise. For an owner flying 200 hours annually, total direct operating costs, fuel, engine reserves, insurance, hangar, maintenance, and inspections land in the range of $350,000 to $400,000 per year. That works out to approximately $1,750 to $2,000 per flight hour, all in. That's a real number. But framed against the alternative, first-class airline travel for multiple passengers, ground transportation, missed connections, and lost productivity, the calculation looks different for the right operator. Resale value holds reasonably well. Expect 8 to 12% depreciation in year 1, stabilizing to 4 to 6% annually after that. Well-maintained examples with complete logbooks have strong demand in the used turboprop market. The M700 Fury serves a specific owner profile exceptionally well. The successful business operator or medical professional flying 150 to 250 hours annually. Primary routes between 400 and 900 nautical miles, 3 to 4 passengers with moderate luggage. Destinations that include regional airports the airlines don't serve. This owner values time as a real asset. This speed advantage over piston aircraft saves 45 minutes on an 800-mile trip. Across a full year of flying, that compounds into something meaningful. But certain missions don't fit. High-altitude airports in summer with heavy loads push performance margins tighter than comfortable. The PC-12NGX handles that environment better. More wing area, better short-field performance, more payload flexibility. Different aircraft, different mission. The owner whose typical trip includes 5 or 6 passengers, full bags and legs, over 1,000 miles, will constantly be managing payload range trade-offs. At this price point, that friction gets old quickly. So is the Piper M700 Fury the new king of fast general aviation? The answer is, it depends on how you define the kingdom. Fastest single-engine turboprop in current production? Yes. That 301-knot cruise is real, repeatable, and it saves time on real trips. Best turboprop for every mission? No. The TBM 960 goes farther at high speed. The PC-12 carries more and lands shorter. Different tools for different jobs. The Fury's real strength is in the overlap between speed, operating cost discipline, and airport flexibility, for the owner whose mission actually fits those parameters. The ownership decision comes down to one exercise. Chart your actual flights from the last 2 years. Real destinations, real passenger loads, real runway lengths. Model the Fury against those trips, not the ideal trip. If the aircraft fits, it fits exceptionally well. If it doesn't, no amount of impressive marketing changes that. For the right owner flying the right missions, the M700 Fury absolutely earns everything it claims. And, sometimes, that's the only thing that matters.